Hey there guys, it's Kaioshin here, helping you to expand and enhance your knowledge of Dragon Ball, and in this video we're going to be delving into the character of Master Mutaito. So firstly guys, if we can get 50 likes on this video, that'd be awesome, thank you. And let's just delve into his character here. So Master Mutaito, to me, is one of, if not the best mentors or teachers in Dragon Ball. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's a man of honor, integrity, wisdom, strength, and discipline as well. He really was not afraid to discipline his students. And we'll get into a moment who they were. But ultimately, I think his biggest characteristic and his most impressive one is that he was a hero, right? So he sacrificed his life to save the Earth. Piccolo Daimao was going all over the place, killing everyone, just completely obliterating civilizations and all that kind of stuff, but along the Earth. But Master Mutaito, he got beat, then he went away, trained, found how to beat Piccolo, or a possible way. He came back and did it, and he avenged everyone. But let's get into the anime and the manga. So first we'll go to the manga, guys. So if you have your manga ready, get to chapter 135, and this is when we initially got introduced to Master Mutaito. So this actually was at the end of the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, when Curt was unfortunately just killed by one of Piccolo's minions, and they saw the symbol of the Demon King Piccolo, and straight away Kami-Sennin knew that this was Demon King Piccolo resurrected. So Kami-Sennin, or Master Roshi, goes back in his mind to when his master, Master Mutaito, and Suru-Sen, or Crane Master, were actually fighting Demon King Piccolo, and they stood absolutely no chance, even his master Mutaito. But Master Mutaito was able to seal him away with a technique called the Mafuba, or in the Funimation dub was called the Evil Containment Wave, or in the Viz manga translation was called the Demon Seal. And this was a technique which uses a lot of life force, and so unfortunately Master Mutaito lost his life once he used it. But he successfully sealed Demon King Piccolo Daimao in this rice cooker, this electric rice cooker, behind a mystic scroll. So he effectively sealed him away for eternity. Emperor Pilaf was obviously responsible for bringing Demon King Piccolo back somehow. So in the manga, in that chapter 135, it was only shown that actually Master Mutaito and Kami-Sennin and Suru-Sennin confronted Piccolo Daimao only the once. But in the anime, in episode 102, it expanded upon this, and it said, well, actually, Master Mutaito and his students faced off against Piccolo Daimao and his minions another time, earlier than that, and they were utterly just outclassed. There was no chance at all, and even Master Mutaito was just helpless, and he actually received, some deep wounds. But Suru-Sennin and Kami-Sennin were actually able to rescue him and heal him back to full health. But unfortunately, because Master Mutaito had been dishonored in front of his own students and had lost all his loved ones, nearly, he was just utterly destroyed on the inside. So he went off, just abandoned everything, he just left, and everything looked hopeless. But he was actually going away to train and find some way to kill Piccolo Daimao. And so Kami-Sennin went off to the mountains just on his own to train, to try and come up with something himself. And then, like years later, Master Mutaito found him, and he said he'd come up with a way that could get rid of him. And then this was when it comes back to what was said in chapter 135. We see them all facing it off against Piccolo Daimao, and Master Mutaito uses the Mafuba. And so he used the Mafuba, it worked, it was so successful, he regained his honor and all that kind of stuff. And much like Majin Vegeta's explosion, it used all his life force, and so he died. But that was the way he wanted it, because he wanted to regain his honor in front of his students and avenge all the loved ones that had been killed. So he did it. He was a hero, and he's a great character and master and mentor. Now, it was at this point later that Dragon Ball did something really unexpected for me, and that was to bring back essentially Master Mutaito, not in the present timeline, but into the story and into Goku's training. So in episode 129, so this is actually non-canon, this is just in the anime, not in the manga. Mr. Popo actually takes Goku back in time using the Room of Time, which I spoke about in the previous video, the Tour of Kami's Lookout, to actually go and fight Master Mutaito. He says it's a strong opponent that will be a decent challenge for you, and so he puts him back in time, and he meets the 18-year-old Kami Sennin, Master Roshi, and also Suru Sennin, and they're Suru Sennin's much similar to how he is now, very spiteful, very annoying, and just a nasty person. But Master Roshi is rather immature and like a teenager. It's quite funny, but he takes him back in time, and he goes off to his dojo where Master Mutaito is, and he says to Master Mutaito, "Will you fight me? Will you fight me?" And Master Mutaito can see he's got the eyes of the warrior. And so he says, "Yes, I'll gladly accept." And Goku's just no match for Master Mutaito at all. Which is quite interesting, but it doesn't really make sense at all, because Goku's just defeated Piccolo Dai Mao. But there's some people saying, well, the Room of Time creates mere illusions of people, and it's not really an accurate place to power scale and all that kind of stuff, because power scaling in this episode was all over the place, because even Goku got beaten up by Suru Sennin, which doesn't make any sense either. But it was a great episode because it was showing that Mr. Popo was taking Goku back in time to get training from Master Mutaito in harnessing his spiritual energy, what he really needed to know, to channel his spiritual energy inside of him and to put it out into the physical world. So guys, as I've said before, I think the Master Mutaito is like my favourite master. He was just such an upheld character, and someone that just seemed flawless, didn't have like these impurities and these comical parts to him that kind of would not ruin his character, but kind of devalue his character. Sometimes I feel like in Dragon Ball, some of these masters are devalued slightly when they have funny moments, but that in itself is Dragon Ball, the comedy and the devaluing kind of the masters and all that kind of stuff. We're seeing that even in Super now, but Master Mutaito was my favourite for that reason, and he was a real hero and a man of honour. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that little video into Master Mutaito's character. Give me your thoughts, like what do you think of his character? Maybe if you haven't watched Dragon Ball, or you've watched some of it and not all of it, you could go and watch these episodes 102 and 129. It was really, really good. I thoroughly recommend you watch it. And also guys, it's going to be a quick quiz now, just the 3 questions, just to test your understanding. If you'd like to do that, just right at the end of this video, you'll see it there. But guys, if you haven't already, please remember to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to start expanding and enhancing your knowledge of Dragon Ball. And I'll see you in the next video.